Evangelist Timothy Omotoso is due back in court tomorrow. That's after he was arrested on contravening immigration laws. Home Affairs says he is in the country illegally, despite having challenged his deportation in court. His arrest has sparked protests from supporters, with tensions still running high. We cross now to our reporter then, Sipha Gema, who's in Mdantsane. Sipha, let's give a clear sense again to anybody who perhaps has missed a part of the story, just with regards to he was then arrested yesterday in East London. It's all on Immigration Law Act, and it's believed that he's just in the country too long, if I'm correct?
That is correct, Arabile. Now, a decision was made because the courts handed it over to the Minister of Home Affairs to decide upon Timothy Omotoso's status in the country. And the minister says that he stands by what had been decided, that Omotoso is a prohibited person in South Africa. This means that, of course, him being here, he is contravening the immigration laws. Hence, he has been arrested again. And this is where we are told that he's currently being held before his court appearance tomorrow. Now, where he will appear at the East London Courts Division, that's in the CBD, in the inner city of East London, not here in Mdantsane. We were informed that because of what he's being held on contravening immigration laws, that is why he is placed at the Mdantsane police station. Now, just to also remind the viewers, Arabile, that Omotoso was acquitted of charges ranging from rape, human trafficking on the 2nd of April. He was released immediately after his acquittal, after Judge Omar Schoonman read that judgment acquitting him and his two co-accused of all the charges, 32 charges that were brought against them. We've seen him, of course, he did not waste any time. That first Sunday, that week of his release, that's where we saw the first live broadcast from Timothy Omotoso at one of his churches. And then again, when he was arrested yesterday, that was the second day, actually, of the second last day of the New Dawn crusade that he was on. Now, we might remember that he was in a bit of a situation when the mayor of the Buffalo City Metro, Princess Faku, had actually denied him access to any of the buildings and properties that were owned by the Buffalo City municipality, saying that he is not welcomed in the Buffalo City Metro. But his church members, the Congregants, actually made a plan by having a building just behind the McDonald's on Fleet Street. That is where this crusade had been taking place, and he was due to actually preach yesterday evening. But this is what we got from the Department of Home Affairs, Siyakoza, as he was telling us about the reasons why Timothy Omotoso has been arrested. Then shortly after, we'll be speaking to the ANC Regional Youth League spokesperson, chairperson rather, Ondela Sokomani. But for now, here is Siyakoza explaining the issues and the arrest of Timothy Omotoso.
The arrest follows the decision of the Minister of Home Affairs to reject the application submitted by Omotoso in terms of Section 87 of the Immigration Act that sought to overturn the earlier decision of the Department of Home Affairs to declare Omotoso as a prohibited person. The Minister's decision means that Omotoso is now illegally in the Republic of South Africa and therefore subject to deportation. Omotoso earlier challenged his status as a prohibited person in court, and the court held that his status should be remitted back to the department for reconsideration. After carefully reconsidering the matter, the minister upheld the decision to declare Omotoso as a prohibited person. In order to ensure compliance with the laws of the Republic, Omotoso is scheduled to appear in court on Monday, 12 May 2025, on charges of contravening the provisions of the Immigration Act. The Department of Home Affairs continues to be guided by our unwavering commitment to upholding the rule of law without fear or favor.
Now, Arabile, we are joined by the ANC Youth League regional chairperson here in East London. We're going to talk to Ondela Sokomani. And I mean, Ondela, we've heard the Youth League from the Buffalo City Metro talking about, welcoming the arrest on Timothy Omotoso. But we also saw that week when Omotoso announced his crusade, when the mayor had actually also said that Omotoso is not welcome. The Youth League was rejoicing with that.
Yes, thank you very much. We're indeed aligned with the stance and the sentiments of the mayor that in Buffalo City we do not have space for characters such as Timothy Omotoso. His character and his brand morally does not resonate with the type of city and the type of moral fiber that you want to promote within the metro. So as the Youth League, we support the stance of the executive mayor of Buffalo City, Princess Faku. We are also elated by the fact that there are churches, or the clergy rather, within the metro and NGOs and other organizations that are going to be this morning. I'm sure you would have seen a poster that will be having a march in East London in support of the stance of the municipality not to grant Timothy Omotoso any of our venues for use for his alleged church. We also want to highlight that in the Bible, in Matthew 24, verse 24, it highlights that there will be a rise of false Christians and false prophets that will shew great wonders and signs. And I think that Timothy Omotoso is bequeathed by that particular statement, or rather those words within the Bible. We hope that his supporters can receive spiritual discernment so that in time they can actually appreciate the fact that there is no way that if they are indeed following God or the word of God, that they are fixated on an individual who has tainted his own character and his own identity within our society.
And now he has been rearrested for issues regarding immigration laws and the Immigration Act, currently held here at the Mdantsane police station. What's the Youth League's reaction to that as well?
We welcome that. We welcome that, and we hope that the state handles with care the case to ensure that Timothy Omotoso is incarcerated and he serves quite of a time within the confines of the state. He really spits in the face of South Africans. He's part of those Africans who come within the country and want to purport themselves as saviors of our communities, when in fact he's up to no good. He's partaking in unscrupulous acts, and so he really makes living, particularly with regards to the type of spiritual upliftment that our communities desire or need. It makes it rather questionable, to say the least.
All right, thank you so much, Ondela. That's Ondela Sokomani, the ANC Youth League in this particular region's chairperson, giving us the Youth League's view on his arrest, but also saying that they stand with the executive mayor who had not allowed for Omotoso to use any of the municipality-owned buildings here in the Buffalo City Metro, rather. But from here, Arabile, we're going to move back into the inner city, where the church, or rather the building where he was going to continue with the second last day of the crusade, as we saw when we were outside earlier, is that it is business as usual, seeing some of the congregants arriving for the last day of this crusade. So we will go back and talk, and I do believe at about 10 o'clock they will be making a decision or deciding what's the way forward in terms of will they be camping out here, or are they going to continue inside the church in the CBD. Arabile.
Sipakema bringing us the latest on this one, which we'll continue to follow, of course, even tomorrow as he heads to court then does Nigerian televangelist Timothy Omotoso. So appreciate the reporting on this story. We'll continue to get updates on that throughout the morning as well.